just wanted to do a short video on how to do collar grabs with your dog. Collar grabs is a foundation behavior that I teach almost all my students to do very early on in training. If you're here watching how to do collar grabs, then you understand how frustrating it can be when you reach for your dog and they back away or they're frightened of it. And that's why we actually train this behavior. So your dogs are very desensitized to us doing that and are counter conditioned to actually enjoy it. So there's a couple of other reasons why I do this. The second reason is when I do recalls or I teach recalls for people to get their dog to come back to them, I will always want to remind them that they really should get a hold of their dog before they reward them, just so that you don't get the whole hit and run thing that dogs can do. Also, if we have rescued a dog, then your dog may come to you with a little bit of bad history with being held by a collar. So we just want to work with that as well. Collar grabs are very easy to do. I tell people that I want them to do approximately 15 of these a day, and every time that you actually get a hold of the collar, you're going to give 2 to 3 treats. So it's really important that you have many small, these are about pea-sized treats that you can give your dog, and I'm actually going to load up my hand with a few treats. One of the things that you might want to practice as you're doing this is what I call the thumb roll, where you kind of can go into your palm of your hand and grab a single treat and roll it out to this place in your thumb. That makes it much easier to feed your dog one at a time when you're doing collar grabs. So this is how it works. I like to do them first from a standing position and then from a sitting position, and then I change rooms and I do them all again. Like I said, I like everybody in the household to do about 15 collar grabs per day. You can do 5 in the morning, 5 in the evening, and then 5 throughout the day. It doesn't really matter. Just get them in and start doing them all over the place. Do them on walks, out in the backyard, do them many, many, many places. And this is how it looks. So Zelda's pretty desensitized to this, so I'm just going to put my hand out and chances are she's going to come right to me. So I'm going to come down. I'm going to adjust a little bit of a view here. I'm going to come down and actually reach for her underneath her chin. So instead of coming up over her head, I'm going to come down more underneath her chin and get a hold of that collar. It generally makes it a little less intimidating. So I'm going to come down, I'm going to hold her collar very gently. I'm not going to tug on it or pull on it. And then I'm going to bring the treats towards her mouth. That's 1 treat, that's 2 treats, and that's 3 treats. I then let go of the collar and I take the treats away. Now, 2 important concepts. My treats are back here by my body. They are not out in front. I am not bribing her to accept this. If your dog is shy, I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. It does involve a little bit of a bribe. But I keep my hand back here. I reach for the collar underneath your chin. Zelda, back over here. Did you drop one? Here we go. She's like, I don't know. Here we go. I come underneath her collar, underneath her chin, grab her collar. Then my treats come out. I want the collar grab to predict that treats are going to come. I then, while my hand is still next to her mouth, let go of the collar and then I take the treats away. So collar grab first, then treats, release collar, remove treats. So, collar grab, treats, 2 treats, release collar, take treats away. I actually physically take the treats away because I find that students have a tendency to pull the treats away and then let go of the collar, and I don't really like it to happen in that order. Now you also notice that I'm keeping my hand right by her mouth as I'm feeding her. You will get slobber on your mouth, on your hands from her mouth, but it kind of eliminates this feeding and pulling back, and what will happen when you do that is your dog will try to kind of capture the treats sometimes and they'll maybe snap a little bit, and we don't want that to happen. So I come down, I hold the collar, I give a couple of treats, I let go of the collar, I take the treats away. Now, I think it's a good idea to do this with both hands as well. You might have some left-handed people in your family, or you might just not be able to reach out and grab your dog with the other hand. Actually, I'm going to do the right hand this time. I did left before. And that just makes your dog used to it coming from either direction. So I come down, I hold her collar, I bring the treats, and I also like it if you can get some eye contact with your dog when this happens, because that makes it just that much more bonding for you. I give her a few treats. I let go of the collar. I take the treats away. Now you want to repeat that when you are in a seated position as well. And it's pretty easy here. I'm just holding the treats back by my body. I come forward. I hold the collar. I don't know if you can see I'm holding her collar. Zelda. And then I feed her, keeping my hand really close to her mouth, sliding them out, let go of the collar, take the treats away. I'm going to switch hands with that. I'm going to come down here, hold her collar, bring her the treats. I'm keeping her chin up. I like it when she looks at me. I let go of the collar. I take the treats away. Very simple. Now, if your dog is shy when you do this, you may need to actually lure them a little bit. So you can sometimes hold the treat out and let them kind of come to you, and then you can kind of come to the side and hold, just touch them and give them the treat. That way they understand that you're gonna feed, you might feed first, touch them, release the treat. So they see the treats coming, they get interested in it, they allow you to touch them, and then you can release them when you get touched. That's if your dog is shy and they're a little hesitant about coming to you. If you do this really frequently, basically every time you reach out to your dog, they are going to come and almost put their hand in this position. I'll actually show you how Zelda does this. Come here, Zelda. Sit. So I'm just going to release her and hold out my hand. Release. And she comes right there and lets me hold her collar, and then I can give her a treat. So it makes it so much easier for you to be able to handle your dogs. I'm going into my treat bag right now because she's not nervous about it, and I'm just holding on to her collar and letting her. Then the most important thing is I eventually let them go and do what they want to do. I don't do anything that could possibly be negative when I'm doing that collar grab. Like, I'm not going to hold that collar grab and take them into the bathtub or take them, into the car if they don't like the car. So that's how you do a collar grab, and I hope you understand. And if you have any questions, feel free to make a comment. Thank you. Bye-bye.